to think that I will be with you on this occasion, albeit virtually and at a distance. Thinking of you brings me back 10 years ago and more, at times of intense activity in LEP. As you know, François Autier had left LEP, and I was determined to replace him as a sector head by an international person of importance. It was hard in those days to convince anyone that LEP was a stepping stone to any bright future. I had already failed a couple of times. Reasons invoked were many. The most surprising one was when one of our colleagues pretexted the fact that his wife had never left Best in the Netherlands and couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Speak about an international organization, and Paris is a very exotic place in the world. By 1998, I was getting very anxious to find a solution when Marc Duranton, on his way back from a visit in Taiwan, hinted me to the fact that you might be interested to come to France. Your time in Taiwan was coming to an end, rather naturally. You could see LEP as a step forward. I had to convince Adhäuser, of course. He probably saw this move as a better way to control the uncontrollable Frenchman, and me in particular. What most worried you, besides discovering yet another culture for yourself, Mia and Aileen, was that you didn't want your name to be linked a second time to downsizing of a land. And this I could not promise. I don't remember the exact date when you came to France, but I do remember the work we did to find a nice home, a nice international school, and good living conditions. Your standards were very high, especially coming back from a luxurious expatriation in the Far East. And although the house in Noisy-le-Roi was nice, the hound which barked occasionally at the neighbors was a cause of distress which we helped to solve, I think. What I discovered really attracted you to France were two things: Euro Disney for Alien and wine tasting. I believe you were a fundamental asset for Euro Disney in the years where they were struggling. I don't know how many times you went there. As far as I can gather, it was your country house. Then why? You do appreciate Guinness, and I have checked this during a trip we did together to Ireland, which is your mother country. However, you have undoubtedly graduated in enology when you were in Trinity College. Your holidays, apart from the Euro Disney dwelling, were focused on specific areas of France to go wine tasting. I don't know who drove the car. I do know that when you finally left in August 2002 for England, you only could take 300 bottles over. Working in a foreign environment, in a foreign language, which you quickly learned to master sufficiently, in a context of survival of the organization, is a challenge for anyone. I forced my executive committee to speak in English, which balanced a little the efforts made on either side. You helped me as a linking pin with Adhäuser. You also did a great job towards Philips Semiconductors, unluckily not anymore part of Philips. However, this allowed a significant number of our colleagues to pursue their careers in relatively good conditions after the closure of LEP. They are now in ST Microelectronics and still leading in digital image and video technologies. Life in LEP was a challenge most of the time. We carved out innumerable plans of survival of this exceptional laboratory. Still, we shared good times in many occasions when we celebrated technical and market successes, distributed awards for outstanding work. For instance, we celebrated our most productive patent producers on a bateau mouche on the Seine in 1999. We organized the 50th anniversary of LEP, which was a great success. Many people came from many places to share the event. We opened the labs to families and had a great evening of music and dance. The most remarkable experience we shared was undoubtedly moving the lab from Limay-Brévannes to Suresnes. From the day I had accepted to be the general manager of LEP, I decided it should be closer to the other parts of the organization in the Paris region, which meant Suresnes. Thanks to Jean Hallet's organization, we made the project of our collaborators. I cannot deny LEP went through a time of deep depression a few months before the move, because they were all convinced this move was the end of the lab. We worked intensely to contradict this general opinion. We associated our colleagues to the design of the new lab in Suresnes while downsizing all support functions. The move was an immense success. We lost not one of our researchers. 3 groups moved in sequence in a period of 3 weeks, and the engineers didn't waste more than 24 hours of work each in the move. They found the working environment up and running in their new location the day they arrived. The rest of the story is the dark side of LEP's and my own history. LEP is now dead. Philips has lost one of its best labs. Young French students have one opportunity less to work in their mother country. The teams have, however, thrived in other organizations. You were active in finding solutions for the work to continue, and I believe we acted as a good team together. Coming back to wine, I have a bottle I believe you never managed to get, despite my efforts to convince the mayor of Suresnes to let me buy one for every member of the lab. I was offered this bottle of Suresnes wine last week by a person who was key in financing Philips' MPEG-2 activities in the early 90s and allowed us to be one of the world leaders in MPEG-2 and MPEG-4. This is Michel Dupire from France Telecom, who came for dinner at home. This coincidence contracts the past 20 years in a very strange way, and I am happy to share this with you. Let you, Mia and Aileen have a great time. Let you have the energy to pursue your endeavors with our Philips colleagues, whom I respect greatly. I keep a very fond memory of the days we spent together, albeit tough and challenging, for the benefit of technology, of the market, and of Philips. Bye-bye, Terry. Thank you very much.